In our college study methods class, we learned a lot of interesting things. I found 4 things that helped me out and I thought were more useful to my college career than all the other things though. And that they were making good presentations, learning how to read better, test taking, and time management. So, them were the 4 things that I found to be most helpful in our class. And we're going to look at them one by one to show you guys the things that we learned about. In the presentations, there's 3 key things that I found, and that would be in the first minute of your presentation, you need to do something to get the audience's attention. It doesn't matter what it is, just something to grab the audience's attention so they're not daydreaming when you first start. The second thing is when you're making your slideshow, you want to use the fewest words as possible. That way the people that in attendance of the presentation are more aware of what you're saying and not trying to read the slides. So you might want to even print out slides and hand them out before or after so they can have them. And the third thing is when you do put words on there, you need to make them as big as possible so the people in the back can read them. And try to use lots of pictures too, because people learn better from pictures. The second thing, reading. You need to know what you're reading for. You got to read for a purpose. That could be whether you're doing tests, because if you read for tests, you know everything. But then you got discussions and summaries. That you only need to know certain parts. So you just need the big picture or like the main topics. Like if you're just trying to summarize it, you just want the main topics. And discussion, just know what like the whole thing was about, and that will help you out. Then we go to test taking, which test taking is very important in college because that is what most of your grade is based on, is test taking. Most teachers base your grade solely on tests, some base it like 75% on tests. So for test taking, you need to know what kind of tests you're taking. You have essay tests, fill in the blank, multiple choice, true and false. For an essay test, you really need to watch how many questions are actually in there, because most of the time the teacher will write 3 or 4 questions in there, and you need to make sure that you answer all the questions. Because if you only answer one, then there's like 2/3, and there was 3 questions. That's 2/3 of the points gone, and that's if you have a fantastic answer. So make sure that for multiple choice, usually the teacher's going to give you 4 answers. 2 of them answers are going to be completely wrong, and then 2 of them are going to be then there's going to be 2 answers left. One will be right, and one's wrong. They're usually opposites, so just make sure you boil it down to 2 answers, so you have a 50% chance of getting it right if you have to guess. So then the next thing is time management, and time management is really important because in college and when you're in the workforce, you don't have a lot of time. You got to do what you can, because a lot of college people, they're working and going to school, and it's hard to get the homework and stuff done. So what I would suggest is I use sticky notes, and I put sticky notes around my desk so I see them. So when I sit down at my desk and on the computer, I got a sticky note there reminding me of something really important. Or I would suggest having a planner, and my planner is of a Mustang because Mustang is my favorite car. And so I found that if I just had a boring planner, I would only use it for like a couple days and then I quit using it. But since I found a Mustang planner, now I'm really into Mustangs, I tend to be going more back and using the planner because it's something I'm interested in. So I would just keep that in mind when you're looking for a planner. Try to find one like that's interesting to you. Now to start off this presentation, I showed you guys 2 pictures. One was of 2 airplanes crashing, and one was of like it's a city at night and you just see lights. Now I showed you that for 2 reasons. One was to get your guys' attention, and 2 was to prove a point. Now, just ask yourself, which picture did you remember most? Did you guys remember the airplane crashing, or did you guys remember the city at night? So just keep that in mind, and thank you for watching this presentation, and thank you, Mr. Doyle, for teaching us all this important stuff that we're going to need to know for college and for the rest of our life. Thank you.